So good day everyone. Today we will be having our video assignment in electrical machines 1, and that is all about a motor. So we are choosing a motor or appliance, and we dismantle the appliance and get the motor, and we will explain, or I will explain, the parts of the motor and the importance of motor in AC circuit. So let's start. So here, the first question is, what is the function of the motor? So you will explain the function of the motor by explaining or by stating the definition of a motor. So what is a motor? So a motor is a machine that converts electrical energy to mechanical energy. So that is the definition, or the main definition of the motor. So dismantling my ceiling fan, or the mini ceiling fan in our home. So we have here, as you can see in my video, I am making sure to ceiling fan is dili na ni siya magamit. So ako lang siyang gikuha dyan ng motor para makita na ko kung fan. So let's just fast forward. So that is my video for dismantling the motor. So as you can see here, I'm successful in dismantling my motor with a mini ceiling fan. So in addition, with the question number letter A, the function of the motor, I will explain the definition, or what are the function of a ceiling fan. So based on my research, the blades of the fan is slightly angled in the ceiling fan. So as you can see, the blades of the ceiling fan are slightly angled. So that is the reason, or because of that, our ceiling fan produces cool air inside the room, and the ceiling fan only moves the air around, or the ceiling fan only moves the air in a specific area in order for it to cool down, or to make your body feel the cool coming from the ceiling fan. So that is for the letter A. Next, we have here, the question is, letter B, the electrical system of the device or equipment, system of the device or equipment. The electrical system of the device or the equipment use schematic diagram. Sorry for that. So that is the question letter B. So we will be explaining, or I will introduce to you the schematic diagram for my ceiling fan. So we have here the AC supply main, which is 220 volts. That is the usually used AC supply. Then next we have here the starting winding and the running winding, and the rotor and the capacitor. Both the starting and running windings are connected in parallel to the single phase line when the motor is started. So as we can see, the starting winding and the running winding are connected in a parallel. After the motor accelerates, the speed equal to approximately 2/3 to 3/4 of the rated speed, and the starting winding is disconnected automatically from the line by means of centrifugal switch. So as we can see here, we have the switch. So if we turn on the switch, the current will flow to the capacitor, and in this capacitor, this is the where and the capacitor is responsible for the starting of our motor. So here the capacitor directed to the starting winding, and then to the running winding. And then next is, for the starting winding, it is also known as the auxiliary winding, and for the running winding, it is also known as the main winding. That is for our schematic diagram. And next is the question letter C. So here, why is the motor important in that specific device or the equipment? So we have here the video. So I am letting you see the face or the what the motor looks like. So that is the motor for our ceiling fan, mini ceiling fan. So first I will just explain what is ceiling fan. So or the uses of the ceiling fan. So the ceiling fans are popular choice for improving airflows in rooms. So as well as serving as lighting fixtures and enhancing room decor. So as we can see, there are different types of ceiling fan, and also some people use it as a room decor. And also, while a ceiling fan doesn't actually lower the temperature, the ceiling fan doesn't all actually lower the temperature, but it circulates the conditioned air where it needed most and provides evaporative cooling. So, the ceiling fan has a motor. So as we all know, there are a lot of appliance in our home that has a motor that we usually use. So and one of those is the ceiling fan. So the ceiling fan has a motor that converts electrical energy into mechanical energy. So first, the capacitor of the ceiling fan turns up the electrical motor or the electric motor, thereby causing it to start and run. So it will start from the capacitor, as I have said earlier. As the electrical current reaches the motor, it enters coils of wire that wrap around the metal base. So as we can see here, we have here metal base. So here, it will flow the current. So after that, when this current passes through the wire, it creates a magnetic field. And this magnetic field, which further exerts force in a clockwise direction or in a clockwise motion. And in that way, the electric energy is converted into mechanical energy, and it causes the coils to spin. So, and after that, mo follow na ang atong blades to spin, and that way nanatay motion or mechanical energy from our ceiling fan, from the motor of our ceiling fan. So that is for the letter C. That is why the motor important in that specific device, because it helps us to cool air, from receive cool air in that, and that motor is the main source of, or main work sa motor sa atong ceiling fan is helps the ceiling fan to give the motion of the appliance. Next is explain the parts of the motor system you took as an example. So we have here the video again. That is the motor. And here is the parts. So I will be explaining further these parts. We have here, these are the parts of our motor. So next slide. So these are the parts. So first we have the capacitor here, the rotor, the running windings, the starting windings, and the stator. So let's explain each. So for the starting windings, let's start for the starting windings. Starting windings are also known as the auxiliary windings. So that is used to create the torque needed to start a single phase induction motor. This winding creates the rotating magnetic field in this type of motor by changing the relationship of the current in relation to the voltage. So that is the purpose or the function of our starting windings. And as I've said, a starting winding is also known as the auxiliary winding. Next is for the running windings. So we have here, running windings consist of insulated copper wires. It is placed at the bottom of the stator slots, and the wire size in the starting winding is smaller than the running windings. These coils are placed on top of the running winding coils in the stator slots near the rotor. So here. Next is the stator. We have here the stator. So the purpose of the stator, the function of our stator, is the stationary part of the motor that does not move. And contrary to the rotor is the part that moves or rotates. So mo na siya, opposite lang sila og kuan ni stator. So si stator is the stationary part and the rotor is the moving part, or the who rotates. And the next is the capacitor. So as I've said earlier, capacitor is the one responsible for the starting of our motor. And this motor helps our ceiling fan to rotate, and the ceiling fan will produce cool air that relaxes the people in the area, or in the specific area, or in a room. So that is all for my presentation. So thank you for listening, and I am Princess Maylak Bayo, BSc E3. Thank you.